Have you ever swallowed a simple pain pill thinking it was harmless, only to discover later that the very same pill could quietly destroy half of your liver in less than a week? Most people have no idea they're doing this to themselves every single day. I'm Dr. Johnny, and today I want to show you the #1 habit that's silently wrecking one of the most important organs in your entire body, your liver, the very organ that keeps you alive. Every time you breathe, eat, or even take a sip of water, your liver is working behind the scenes, filtering out toxins, balancing hormones, converting nutrients into energy. It's the body's ultimate life support system. Yet in the United States alone, more than 50,000 people die each year from acute liver failure, many of them ordinary health-conscious adults who thought they were doing nothing wrong. Around the world, that number climbs past 2 million lives every single year. Here's the shocking truth: the real danger isn't just alcohol abuse or drug addiction. It's hidden in everyday habits, the soda you drink, the processed food you trust, and yes, even the over-the-counter medication sitting in your bathroom cabinet. Because when you combine all of those silent threats, your liver has to fight harder than any other organ to keep you alive. And at some point, even the strongest system begins to break down. But don't worry, this isn't a message of fear. It's a wake-up call. Because if you understand what's happening inside your body, you can stop the damage before it's too late. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how your liver gets overloaded, the one everyday substance responsible for most liver failures in America, and the simple steps you can take starting today to help your liver heal, regenerate, and protect you for decades to come. So take a deep breath, stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn might just save your life. And remember, the goal isn't to scare you, it's to open your eyes. Because once you see how easily we harm this miraculous organ without realizing it, you'll never look at that tiny white pill or that sweet drink the same way again. Most people think liver damage only happens to alcoholics or drug users, but that's not true. Sometimes it begins silently through medical conditions you didn't choose and maybe didn't even know you had. Let me explain. Inside your body, your liver fights for you every single day. Yet for millions of people, that fight is already harder because of underlying diseases like viral hepatitis, autoimmune disorders, or even metabolic conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Take viral hepatitis, for example. It's a microscopic invader that infects liver cells, forcing your immune system to attack your own tissue just to survive. Over time, that constant battle causes inflammation, scarring, and eventually liver failure. The same goes for autoimmune hepatitis, where your own immune system mistakenly turns its weapons on your liver as if it no longer recognizes it as part of you. Now, I once met a patient, a 45-year-old woman named Laura. She lived a healthy lifestyle, rarely drank, exercised often, but she was constantly tired, her skin looked dull, and her doctor told her it was just stress. Months later, blood tests showed her liver enzymes were 3 times above normal. The cause, autoimmune hepatitis. Her body was quietly attacking the very organ keeping her alive. When you add type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease into the mix, things get even worse. Both conditions create inflammation and clog the liver with excess fat and toxins. Studies show that nearly 70% of people with type 2 diabetes also have some form of liver fat accumulation, even if they've never touched alcohol. Here's the scary part: most of these people feel nothing at all. No pain. No warning signs. The liver doesn't scream for help, it whispers until one day it stops. And yet there's hope, because even in these cases, lifestyle choices can make a massive difference. The right nutrition, hydration, and daily habits can calm inflammation and help your liver recover its strength. You might not control the disease that started it, but you can absolutely control how much damage it continues to cause. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because there's another far more dangerous factor that most people face every single day without realizing it. And that one might be sitting right on your dinner table. Now, if hidden diseases are the silent enemies inside your body, then your daily habits are the ones you invite in every single day without realizing the damage they're doing. Let's start with the obvious one: alcohol. For decades, alcohol was considered the main villain behind cirrhosis and liver failure. But here's what most people don't know. Today, alcohol is no longer the #1 cause of liver disease. It's just one player in a much bigger, more dangerous game. The real threat now hides in your kitchen, in your coffee sweetener, your salad dressing, your so-called healthy snacks. I'm talking about sugar, especially fructose, the sweet molecule found in sodas, fruit juices, and processed foods. Unlike glucose, which every cell in your body can use, fructose can only be processed by your liver. And when your liver gets overloaded, it turns that sugar into fat fast. Studies show that consuming just one sugary drink a day can increase your risk of fatty liver by up to 56%. I once treated a patient named Mark. He didn't drink alcohol, never smoked, but he had a sweet tooth sodas, flavored yogurt breakfast bars. When his blood work came back, his liver enzymes were off the charts. He was shocked when I told him he had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. His words still echo in my mind. How can I have liver disease when I don't even drink? And then there's another hidden villain: seed oils. You've been told they're heart healthy, but most vegetable oils like soybean, corn, and canola are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids which fuel inflammation inside your body. Americans consume over 40 liters of these oils per person every year. That's not nutrition, that's chemistry. These oils oxidize, easily damage your liver cells, and disrupt your body's natural fat balance. Combine that with constant stress, lack of sleep, and dehydration, and your liver becomes a battlefield. You may not feel it now, but fatigue, bloating, and brain fog are the first red flags. It's your liver quietly begging you to slow down. And yet, here's the good news: you can reverse it. Cutting down on sugar, avoiding processed oils, drinking enough water, and sleeping deeply can all help your liver heal faster than you think. Within weeks, you can reduce inflammation, restore energy, and reset your metabolism, all by removing what's silently hurting you. But only knowing how food affects your liver isn't the full story, because there's another layer of damage building up inside you, one that doesn't come from what you eat, but from everything your liver has to process just to keep you alive. And that's what we call body burden. Your liver isn't just a filter, it's a living factory that never shuts down. Day and night, it transforms toxins into harmless waste, balances hormones, and manages over 500 different chemical reactions just to keep you alive. But here's what most people don't realize: that factory has a limit. And every time you add more pressure, it starts running hotter, slower, and weaker. Scientists call this concept body burden. Think of it as the total weight of everything your body has to handle: every chemical, every hormone, every trace of pollution, medication, or artificial ingredient that passes through your system. Some of these are natural, like the metabolic waste your body produces just by living. But the rest, they're man-made. Let's imagine this for a second. Picture a clear glass of water, pure, clean, simple. That's your liver at its best. Now, every time you eat processed food, pop a pill, or breathe in polluted air, a drop of ink falls into that glass. At first, it's barely noticeable. But drop by drop, the water gets darker. Eventually, it's not clear anymore. That's exactly what happens inside you when your body burden builds up. I remember a man named Robert, 60 years old, retired, loved gardening. He took painkillers for his knee, enjoyed a nightly drink, and lived near a busy road. None of it seemed like much. But when he came in for a checkup, his liver was already struggling. He hadn't done anything extreme, just a lifetime of small, invisible burdens adding up. And that's the scary truth. It's not the one-time event that ruins your liver. It's the slow, silent overload. Because your liver can only detox so much each day. When the toxins pile up faster than it can process, your cells start to suffocate. Inflammation rises, oxidative stress explodes, and one by one, the liver's defenses collapse. What's worse, as we get older, our liver's capacity line shrinks. The same amount of alcohol, medication, or stress that didn't bother you at 30 can become dangerous at 60. That's why people suddenly develop liver issues even after doing everything right. So what can you do? Start lightening the load. Breathe clean air, choose real food, drink more water, and give your liver the recovery time it desperately needs. The less junk you feed it through your mouth or your environment, the more energy it can spend repairing itself. But here's the twist most people never see coming. Even if you clean up your lifestyle and reduce toxins, one tiny pill could still undo it all. It's sold everywhere, it's perfectly legal, and it's sitting in almost every American home right now. And that is the #1 cause of liver failure in the United States. That tiny pill I mentioned, the one sitting in almost every American home, is called acetaminophen. You might know it by its brand name Tylenol. It's in your cold medicine, your pain relievers, your flu remedies. It's sold over the counter, cheap, easy, and available in every gas station or grocery store. But here's the truth. No one tells you acetaminophen is the leading cause of acute liver failure in the United States. Now let that sink in. A product we trust to ease pain and fever has sent thousands of people to the emergency room, not because they abused it, but because they simply didn't know how much was too much. In fact, just one large overdose can destroy half of your liver cells in less than a week. And even smaller repeated doses over time can chip away at your liver's ability to detoxify your body. I once met a patient, Sarah, a 52-year-old teacher. She had constant headaches and joint pain, so she took what she thought was a safe amount of Tylenol every evening. After all, it's over the counter, right? But months later, she started feeling nauseous, exhausted, her skin slightly yellow. By the time she went to the hospital, her liver enzymes were so high that doctors called it acetaminophen-induced liver failure. Sarah had no idea she was poisoning herself slowly. And here's what makes it worse: acetaminophen hides in plain sight. It's not just in Tylenol. It's in NyQuil, Dayquil, Excedrin, Mucinex, Alka-Seltzer Plus, and even some cough syrups. So you might take one for your cold, another for a headache, and without realizing it, you've doubled or even tripled your dose. Then there are other painkillers, ibuprofen, naproxen, aspirin, which might not be as deadly to the liver as acetaminophen, but they still add to the overall burden. They irritate your stomach, strain your kidneys, and yes, they still make your liver work overtime to clear them out. Especially when combined with alcohol, dehydration, or pre-existing conditions, the damage multiplies. Most people think if it's sold everywhere, it must be safe. But the truth is, the line between safe and toxic is thinner than you think. Just 4 extra pills in a single day can push you over the edge. The FDA has strict warnings for a reason, because even everyday doses, if mixed or taken too long, can cause irreversible liver damage. So if you're listening right now, go check your medicine cabinet. Look at the labels. Count how many of your harmless pills actually contain acetaminophen, because the danger isn't just in the pill, it's in the combination. And yet, even with all this, there's one glimmer of hope left. Your liver, unlike almost any other organ, has an extraordinary superpower. It can heal itself. But only if you give it the chance. Here's the part most people never hear, the reason I still get goosebumps when I talk about it. The liver is the only organ in the human body that can fully regenerate itself. Even if half of it is damaged or removed, the remaining cells can multiply and rebuild what's been lost. That's right, the same organ that takes the hardest hits also has the greatest capacity to heal. I remember a man named David, 61 years old, who came to my clinic terrified after being diagnosed with fatty liver. He thought it was the beginning of the end. But he made a decision: no more sugar, no more nightly pain pills, and no more excuses. He started walking every morning, drank water instead of soda, and added real food to his plate: greens, eggs, and clean protein. 3 months later, his blood test showed his liver enzymes had dropped back to normal. His energy was up. His eyes were clear again. His words still echo in my head: "Doc, I didn't think I could fix this, but my body proved me wrong." That's what I want you to understand. Your body wants to heal. It's not your enemy. Every cell in your liver is fighting for you, rebuilding, cleansing, filtering 24 hours a day. But it can't do that if you keep flooding it with toxins, stress, and artificial junk. Give it a break, and it will pay you back with energy, clarity, and vitality you haven't felt in years. Science backs this up. Studies show that within 30 days of removing harmful substances, the liver can regenerate up to half of its lost tissue. Imagine that 1 month of good choices could undo years of quiet damage. No surgery, no miracle drug, just letting your body do what it was designed to do. So start small. Replace soda with water. Skip the late-night snacks drenched in seed oils. Sleep deeply, manage stress, and move your body. Healing doesn't start in a hospital, it starts in your kitchen, your schedule, and your mindset. And here's the key: the sooner you act, the faster your liver rebounds. Wait too long, and that regeneration slows down. But act today, and you might just rewrite the story your doctor told you. Because while knowing your liver can heal is powerful, understanding how to protect it for life, that's the real secret. And that's exactly what I'll share with you in the final part of this video: how to safeguard your liver so it never reaches that breaking point again. You know, after everything we've talked about today, I want you to remember this: your liver, your kidneys, your entire body, They're not broken. They're just asking for your help. They've been working nonstop for years, fighting for you while you slept, while you worked, while you lived your life. And the truth is, it's never too late to give them a second chance. Every positive change, no matter how small, counts. Drink a little more water, cut down on the sweet drinks, read the labels before you take a pill. Get outside, breathe deeper, move your body and sleep like it matters, because it does. Your liver and kidneys are doing their part. Now it's time for you to do yours. And listen, I know life gets busy. It's easy to forget these things, so do yourself a favor. Save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder. If you found something helpful today, hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, because every week we share the latest medical insights to help you protect your liver, your kidneys, and your overall health naturally and safely. I read your comments, I listened to your stories, and I know how many of you are trying your best. You're not alone in this journey. Every view, every message means you're part of a community that believes in taking control of health, not waiting until it's too late. So keep fighting, keep learning, and most of all, keep believing in your body's ability to heal. Because healing isn't a miracle, it's a process. And that process begins the moment you decide to care. I'm Dr. Johnny, and if no one's told you this today, let me be the first. You're stronger than you think, and your body still remembers how to heal. Stay curious, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.